Welcome to the If You Know, You Grow podcast. My name is Chantel Braley, and I am going to be your host for the next however many minutes. This podcast has been created to help bring you behind the scenes of some incredible brands, hear some incredible stories, and make it so that it is no longer an if you know industry, because now it is all about if you know, you grow. All right, so I am back now with the amazing Jess Ruhfus. We're here for our second episode. Like I said, she's a complex being, so she's got different sides. If you haven't listened to the previous episode, I definitely recommend going back because it'll talk about the current journey that she's on. However, when I first met Jess, I got to know Jess over being on her podcast at the time, and chatting about collabs because she used to own a amazing technology company, which she successfully sold and exited. So I would love for you, Jess, to explain who you are now in this context. But we're here to chat about partnerships in a different format than you've probably been hearing recently, because this isn't about influencer partnerships.
Yes, and I would say I don't know a hell of a lot about influencer partnerships. I'm all about brand-to-brand partnerships. So when two brands come together and do something really cool and help each other grow in the process as well. I started basically a matchmaking platform for brands in 2014 because I was working in marketing and the guy sitting next to me at the office was swiping on Tinder, and I did that classic thing where I just took his phone and I was like, let me swipe on some. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, why doesn't this exist for brand partnerships? We were talking with so many clients at the time about how they should go about using brand partnerships to grow their businesses in the most cost-effective way possible. And I was just gobsmacked it didn't exist. And so I set out to create it, and I built it to about 11,000 brands over the course of about 10 years and before it sold.
Oh, that's I didn't realize it was 10 years. Is that how long?
Or just under. It was 9 years, nine and a half years, something like that.
So who were the brands that early days first started kind of using Collabosaurus? Because I know, you said you had Walmart on it, the Iconic, all these huge brands. Who were the early adopters of this tech?
That's a really great question because I came from fashion PR. I initially built the first version of the business for publicists. I was like, this is going to be a PR's dream because a publicist represents multiple clients. They're looking for collab opportunities and exposure opportunities and hooks for media attention all the time. And I just saw that being the opportunity. So the first round was full of industry jargon that small businesses didn't understand. And my pricing was absolutely so wrong for sure. Looking back, it was way too cheap. But I launched it as a bit of a freebie to see who would be interested. Yeah. And it was all small businesses. But Amazing. It was small businesses across, oh my gosh, there was an electrician that signed up. There was a beauty spa that signed up. There was physical product brands in food as well. There were restaurants, all sorts of different size small businesses in completely different industry spaces. So it took the first couple of years to really refine who it was that we were speaking to and who we could add value to quickly. So yeah, the early adopters were absolutely a far cry from who I thought were going to be our early adopters. And then publicists, I reckon, didn't come into the picture. It took so long to sell to publicists because we really needed to prove ourselves in the market, I think, for them to back it. And we had some wonderful PR clients probably around year 5 and onwards, and then all around the same time. So around 2019, 2020, there was the inflection point where things really started to snowball, and that's when we started signing really big brands like Walmart and Channel 10 and the Iconic and ASOS. ASOS was the first big brand to sign up, which was ginormous, and they organically did it out of nowhere, which was amazing.
They probably just found someone. I think that's the thing. You never know who's following you, or you never know who's following your content. So it just could take one person there who is like, this is great, and then they've shared it to the right person. And then
I'm still connected with Liz. She's amazing. And I asked her, I was like, how did you find out about this? And she said, it's a really niche industry publication mentioned you, and someone else mentioned you in an interview in this physical magazine I had no idea about. So it was very random.
Oh, Google Alerts would have never picked that up for you.
Totally.
That's so good.
I know.
I also realized I should have actually asked this beforehand, because you said this is not the influencer marketing space, and I think that there's so much power actually to that. How is a brand partnership different from, I mean, influencers, we literally know like that side, but like how is it different for the brand, and what benefits does a brand have from that like B2B partnership?
Oh my gosh, this is so layered. So I would say one of the biggest benefits for a brand-to-brand collaboration is that you can leverage currencies other than cash. I would say a lot of influencer to brand partnerships are you're paying for advertising
It's so
space
pay to
and
play.
you're paying for the content.
That's a perfect way to describe it. I always tell people you are buying advertising space.
Yes.
It is no different from like TVC. Like you are buying advertising space.
Exactly. So I think that's kind of the easiest way to explain it. Brand to brand is far more, there's value on both sides, and you pool those resources, you pool those value points, which are often currencies other than cash. And what I mean by currencies other than cash could be things like your social media community, the size of your email list, your content creation capabilities. Maybe you have a graphic designer in-house that you can leverage as part of a collab. All of those things are valuable. So is your product, so is your service, so is your time and your skill set, and you can basically quantify the value of those things and exchange them in a really win-win partnership that looks totally different depending on which brands are teaming up and what they want to achieve off the back of a partnership. But I think in simple terms, it would be that. It would be, a win-win relationship between two brands, and often leverages currencies other than cash, which makes it one of the most cost-effective marketing strategies out there. It's actually Collabosaurus at the time when I was building it, there was an American Express study did this big research report into mid-sized companies in Australia, and we determined that collabs were 35 times cheaper than digital advertising. And that was back in 2017, and digital advertising has only increased in cost. It's just one of the most useful things you can tap into, I think, for growth.
And I feel like you also have a lot more control of knowing the audience that you're going to gather, because I mean, I would rather trust a brand where I can see my followers or, my audience loves this brand over like really hoping that Meta's targeting the right people.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have that transparency if you're not seeing a return.
Exactly. It comes back down to the customer journey funnel. Really, you want to take a potential customer from knowing to liking to trusting you. And a brand collab is just a shortcut to do that, because if you already love, Loewe, and then you see that Gelato Messina did Loewe beetroot gelato, which is one of my favorite collabs that I've seen recently, you immediately go, what is this Messina? Like, this is great. And the trust for that brand is just 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, then like on the flip side too, it keeps Messina incredibly elevated, especially as they enter like, I just saw they were at like Woolies the other day. Like they've got the cakes in Woolies, which I think is amazing because I want Messina to be accessible.
Yes.
But Loewe keeps them elevated and keeps them premium.
And also gives them a chance to gain a lot of media attention too.
Yeah.
Like that, they got the content off the back of that. They got the alignment. They got the media attention. They got social media shares off the back of it. So from a marketing lens, the benefit of them exchanging a little bit of ice cream really for that collab is so, so powerful.
I love like B2B collabs from that sense.
Same.
Sorry, my brain was literally at the Easter egg thing from Messina. Did you see the Easter egg that came out this year?
I did.
Did you try to buy one?
I couldn't get one.
It crashed the website when it launched.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Everything they touch just turns to gold. They're also collaboration kings. Like they have collabed with hundreds of brands.
Yeah, they do so much. But we got one for Easter because I have a very, very persistent girlfriend who was able to get it. And I hate to say it, it was so worth the hype.
Yeah,
but
of course it was.
I think it was like quite expensive as well. Quite expensive and hard to get, but this girl made it happen.
Yeah.
And we had Messina egg for
I love
Easter.
that. They're opening a whole, in their space around like kind of, where is it? Like Rosebery. They're opening up a restaurant experience in there next.
Really?
So they have wines. They have all sorts of stuff.
Oh, Sydney gets so spoiled. Like Brisbane only got Messina when the Carlisle Hotel opened.
The Carlisle get everything.
Yeah. But now 10 p.m. on a Friday, that is like the best place. Like literally there is a line outside the door. You won't find anything else in the valley with a longer line than Messina on a Friday night.
My tip is tiramisu and pistachio praline are the
Pistachio
best.
praline's my favorite.
The best.
So good. I hate when their limited edition flavors are sold out because then I get FOMO and I'm like,
There's
I
a
don't
number
need to come
2
back.
flavor. Did you know? Which for anyone listening who hasn't listened to the other episode, number 2 is the name of my company. And it's like a chocolate based one. I was like, oh my gosh, they've collabed without even knowing.
Add some lactose intolerance to the mix.
I know.
And it's
exactly.
perfect.
It's on brand.
What brands have you seen recently do a really good job at their partnerships?
Oh, there's so many, honestly. Like once you start looking for collabs, you see them everywhere. There was a really good one that came out the other day with Whittaker's Chocolate and Yochi. Did a collab on like it was like a chocolate frozen yogurt with Whittaker's, which was just so clever. But I mean, some of my favorite collabs are old ones. They're not super recent. There's one, Pasta Rumo did one with Fendi.
Oh.
Did you ever see that?
I never saw that.
It was so clever. So Fendi had their fashion show and instead of sending out boring invitations, they sent out boxes of co-branded pasta with Pasta Rumo. And it was so cleverly done. It tapped into the nostalgia, the family ties, the Italian thing and theme as well. So I just loved that, like doing something really creative and turning something that otherwise was boring, like an invitation, into like a whole experience in and of itself. So that was a really good one.
That's so cool. I feel like we often see, like from a fashion side, you see like, I think Skims Roberto Cavalli just did one, and that's cool. But
So cool.
I think I like that from like a creative and like, again, accessibility side, because it's not the same price as Roberto Cavalli. Also, like Kim Kardashian's such a big lover of the brand. Like it feels organic, but it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't stop me as like, that was creative. Whereas I love wow.
Yes. Another really great creative one was Spotify and Shani Nicholas teaming up and doing playlists based on your star sign. Did you ever see that?
I didn't. Oh, and that's so up my alley.
It is so up your alley.
Yeah.
And it was so great. So Shani Nicholas is oh my gosh, I always get this wrong. Astronomer?
Astrologer. Astronomer is very topical at the moment, but yeah.
yeah, get Coldplay involved. But so Shani Nicholas has like a really massive social media following as an astrologer. And so she created playlists based on your star sign in collaboration with Spotify, that they released a fresh playlist like every week for the course of a couple of months. And it was just so perfectly done, really creative, and added value and personalization for the audience as well.
That's such a smart way to bring to life. Like I love Revolve's emails where it's like a Capricorn mood board of like everything I need to buy that month, and then, consumerism core, I go in and feel like I need to buy what's there. So I love that they've, brought that concept in and
so smart,
just made it more engaging.
Yeah. I'm all about I love a brand collab that creates an experience for the customer. Like, did you see Airbnb and Barbie do their Malibu
that was
dream
so
house?
Cool.
So smart. And that's
So
exactly
smart.
that. They turned a big mansion on Airbnb into what looked like Barbie's Malibu dream house. This was before the movie came out. And it was just so cleverly done. It was booked out immediately. Yeah.
I think I actually looked at that and was like, how could I go? Should I go?
And what a revenue driver too, because it's like that's driving a lot of cash for Airbnb and Reach.
Yeah. And I mean, it would have created content for Barbie. People would be, because anyone who's booking that is doing it for content. Like even if they're not a creator, it's still like they are literally doing it for the gram, or probably at this point TikTok. Yeah, they definitely. And also Airbnb would have acquired so many new users of people who like feel like Airbnb is a little bit like Gen Z is a little bit off Airbnb in some ways. Like, I don't know. It's just, I hear a lot of discourse on TikTok about Airbnb.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I think it's because of the fact that people have monetized Airbnbs to where like they're taking away homes from people who need the homes, and like it's like more of a, I think, like social concept of why there's issues with it. But imagine how many people would have then become Airbnb users because of the fact that they did that.
And that trust is built because it's like it's a brand with people behind it and experience behind it, and it's more than just their service.
What are speaking like of number 2, what, like, do you have a dream collab? Like, do you have brands that,
yes,
can you share them?
I would absolutely love to do a collab with the Proper Hotel Group. I would love that so much.
Is that one of the ones in the US? I feel like yes.
I
Okay.
stayed at the Proper in Austin, Texas.
Yes. Okay.
And it was absolutely insanely amazing. I also would really love to do a limited edition scent with the Met and do a bathroom takeover for the Met Gala, which would make so much sense because all the celebs take photos in the bathrooms. That's the first time I've actually ever shared that dream out loud. So, let's
it's okay
hope,
manifesting it. I'm here for this.
It comes true. What else have I got? Oh, there's so many. I mean, I have some really great partnerships that make, strategic sense as well. Like we work with South Coast Experiences, who have beautiful, beautiful properties all down the south coast of Australia. And we started out just by like gifting some of the property owners No.2, and now they get, special rates and things like that. And No.2 is featured in all of these stunning properties, which is amazing for alignment, amazing for content, amazing for ongoing sales. And also a lot of people who stay at these properties find No.2 because of it. So it's just a really great win-win partnership. Like partnerships are king always.
Yes, that's true. There's actually I feel like when I go to a hotel and I experience a certain product, then I become loyal to that product because you tie that like luxury moment to the product that you've experienced during that time.
Totally. I had some other ones. What else did I have? I would love also to do a collab with Air One.
Oh, yes.
And to do a digestion No.2 smoothie with them, which would be amazing. Tile Cloud would make a lot of sense as well. And we have a really great community of interior designers. So a Kelly Wersler or a Jeremiah Brent would be dream collaborators.
I could see that too. Like even just like bottle designs and concepts of having them, like you don't change the product, but it's that limited edition, packaging, because especially once you have your refillables, people will want that particular
vessel that is lasting. Yeah.
I love that. If someone wanted to like learn more about collabs, because I think that like you are, if I ever need to do a B2B collab, like I am going to text you instantly, and I know this. Like, how can people learn more? Can they learn more from you?
Totally, they can. I actually relaunched a course I started many years ago. I've recently relaunched it. It's called Iconic Duos, and it's a course on basically how to confidently build and execute successful collabs.
That's incredible.
So I take like probably about 30 businesses through like a cohort. It's about 8 weeks or so, and we work quite closely on everyone's unique partnership goals and plans and stuff. It's so much fun. I've just actually wrapped a cohort and I'm missing it so much because it was just so fun.
You get to like to see so many different businesses and help inspire them, and
totally,
that's incredible. I feel like that would be such a big value add for somebody, because like you said, this is what the stat of 35 times more profitable than digital marketing can be. Like, what a great way to get new customers and acquire new customers and really solidify your brand in whatever space.
And you can do short-term and long-term partnerships as well.
Yeah.
Like I think a misconception around partnerships is that they're this once-in-a-blue-moon thing that you might do and it'll never come around again.
Yeah.
And that's not true. Like really great partnerships, they can be once-in-a-blue-moon thing, but a lot of them are long-term, ongoing, and they can continue to serve your business, new customers, new business, again and again.
No, I love that. Okay, so here we are to the final part, which is our smash and pass, where we are going to go over.
We get to play this again.
We get to play this again. So for those of you who don't know, my ChatGPT has created a series of smash and pass questions for Jess in particular. She does not know the questions whatsoever, because I want the honest feedback. But smash is yes, she's excited. Pass is no thank you. And she can give any context or no context. So the first one we've got is partnering with another small business with the same audience, even if they are technically a competitor.
Ooh, that's hard.
Spicy.
Look, well, I would say smash. Unless it's a direct competitor, I would say there's only a few examples of direct competitors that actually aren't even direct competitors, of competitors successfully doing it. Like H&M have done it quite well, partnering with like high street designers to make their ranges more accessible.
It's like the accessibility thing,
Exactly. But I do think, always you want to look to partner with another business that shares audience demographics with you. But I think if you're in direct competition, pass.
Yeah. Okay. No, I love that. Actually, when we're talking about ice cream, you could do like a Messina and like an iconic Australian ice cream brand for a limited range in Woolies or Coles. Like that.
They did, didn't they? Was it Peters or Drumstick did something?
Oh, Drumstick. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, they did.
Because I mean, that's technically ice cream versus ice cream,
Yes.
even though they're in different lanes. So
Exactly,
okay.
yeah.
It's such a good idea. It's been done already. That makes total sense. You can tell I'm lactose intolerant. I don't visit the ice cream aisle very frequently. The next, smash or pass, giving away free product in collabs without a clear return on investment.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah. Like you just got to know what you want to get out of something.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes things are unsuccessful and that's a shame, but I think you need to communicate what you're hoping to get out of a partnership, especially if you're gifting product. At the end of the day, it's currencies other than cash, but it's still a currency. You know, you're still exchanging something. If you're just giving away product with no goal or no strategy behind it, it's just a quick way to waste money.
Yeah, I think the way that I've kind of, and this is where like little things, when we're talking about giving away product, when we look at it at Naked Harvest or New Harvest, I still can't get the name right. We look at it as like, okay, we would love the brand to be bigger than us, but if they're not bigger than us, do they have really high engagement? Do they have an audience that aligns? Do we have clear deliverables? It can never just be like for free and funsies because like unfortunately everything costs money. So there needs to be some type of return back.
Yes.
And our last one, co-creating content with your collaborators versus just reposting each other.
I mean, co-creating content, smash.
Yes, definitely.
Just reposting, pass.
Yeah. I
boring.
agree with that. It's boring.
I think, and that's the way to get attention and collaborator posts are absolutely killing it at the moment. I'm noticing that even with my own accounts, doing collaborator posts and bringing other people into the content creation is also so much more fun. It makes it so much less daunting, and it gets more engagement.
I think if you're a small brand too, like, I mean, if you're any size brand, but I feel like small brands, you want this reach a lot more. Like, just accept the collaborator post. As long as it's not going to get you canceled, like, why not? Give it a go. People get so tied to like their feed aesthetic.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
Do people care that much about feed aesthetics anymore?
I've worked with brands where there have been creators that were like not the creators they wanted, and they were like declining these, and it was like I just thought that it was such a outdated concept because one, it feels kind of like Mean Girl, and I'm not here for that, but it also just like you're literally expanding your reach and getting content for free. Is that not a goal?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, I suppose you just have to weigh it up and be like, what's more important? The aesthetic of your feed or the potential upside of this collaborator post, which is reach.
Exactly. Jess, thank you so much for your time.
My
I
pleasure.
really appreciate the fact that you've spent so much time chatting through these things. If somebody wants to find you or your brand or any of those things, how do people find you?
You can find me on social. I'm Jess Ruhfus. It's got a pesky H in my last name, RUHFUS. And number 2 is no.2_co.
Amazing. And we can all do iconic duos and learn everything.
Yes. And then I've got a podcast called Marketing ATM.
Yes.
That I always forget to mention.
Such a fun listen. I'm obsessed with it.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
You're so welcome.